As you can see, our system indicates that there is no spacer attached. So you take a fresh spacer out of the packaging and insert it here. There's only one position that actually works. Then you press down gently until the spacer clicks into place. Now you can see here, suddenly the red symbol is gone and it's green, so you can start working. With plus and minus, you set 1 or 2 minutes here. At the bottom, you can see the number of minutes for one cycle. Up here, you can see the number of cycles. That means if you set it to 2 minutes, you can work 10 cycles with this one spacer. After that, it needs to be replaced. If you set it to 1 minute here, then it's 20. Theoretically, you can work with one spacer for 20 minutes. But please, the spacer must be changed after each use to avoid any risk of recontamination. But of course, there are applications that cover large areas. And naturally, we also want to avoid you having to constantly put on new spacers during a single application. That's why it's set to 20 minutes here. With that, you should really be able to cover everything, and after that, you just need to change it accordingly. And then it simply starts already. You press Start Stop here. You go over it here. It's enough if you just go over it here. You don't need to have direct contact. You can work here without touching, and the reactive species will penetrate onto the area. Do it the same way on the ear. Hold it so that it goes right up to the ear canal, as close as possible in this case. If necessary, you can also place 2 fingers there, depending on what fits best for the animal's ear. And then you hold it to the ear for 3 minutes. Once you are done with the application, you remove the spacer here and dispose of it properly. There are also instructions for this in the manual, and afterwards you put this back on here so you can continue charging it. Attention, charging only works without the spacer. We have made the new ViroCub system explicitly so safe that nothing can possibly go wrong. The spacers are extremely important because they prevent recontamination. You can also see the shape of the spacers. They have a kind of bulge inside and holes in them. This is extremely important, firstly, to ensure that the correct plasma mix reaches the skin, and secondly, to achieve the ideal distribution on the skin. That means a simple part like this may look very basic, but overall, it is highly complex. This is a single-use product to ensure that cross-contamination is simply not possible. I am often asked, well, why can't I use this one again and again on the same animal? Well, even with animals, we're fighting to eliminate germs to reduce them. And now if you keep the germs in here until the next use, you might end up putting them back on. That must not happen. As manufacturers, of course, we conduct a risk analysis, and if we identify any hazards, we are obliged to eliminate them. The spacer is a single-use product. That means it must be replaced for every patient, every use. Of course, that also means you need a spacer for every application. That's why we've set the cost of a spacer extremely low so it doesn't hurt in daily practice. I am particularly proud that, together with Viromed and Uwe Herbaum, we have managed to offer this technology at a significantly lower cost. This means we have the latest generation of plasma, which, by the way, is currently being used in a major study at MHH Hanover, where exactly this plasma mix is being introduced into people's lungs to combat pneumonia. We are offering you this latest technology at an extremely affordable price of €1,869, including a €300 product package. With this, we have managed to offer the latest generation at such a low price that each of you can acquire it for your practice, allowing you to save on antibiotics and immunosuppressants every day, treat patients daily, and earn money.